So welcome to the back to school workshop. We do this almost every summer, and the intention is to get you ready for the school year, make sure that you're comfortable using Voces, that you know everything that Voces has to offer, and to teach you some tips and techniques for teaching a language. So we're going to pack a lot in the next 3 days, but again, it's going to be recorded. So if you miss anything, you can always come back and rewatch it. And of course, as I hope you all know, we're always here to connect with you and work with you one-on-one as needed to get you comfortable using Voces. So, but this workshop will be a way for us to, give you all some really great insight to hopefully make you feel more confident starting the school year. So, so first I want to introduce you to the team. This is definitely a team effort this week. As you will see, we have presentations, or like everyone's like many of our team members are presenting, and if they're not presenting, they're going to be in the various presentations, helping out in the chat. So the team is here on our screen now, and they are all, or many of them are here in the Zoom with us too. So if you guys don't mind turning on your videos and saying hi and putting a hello in the chat, just so we all kind of know who you are. Please do that now.
Hello, Sandy.
Hello. Yay.
Hi.
Good morning. Good morning.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, welcome everyone.
Good morning.
So yeah, the Voces team will be here all week long, answering emails, answering questions in chat, presenting on amazing topics. And we're just really excited to have everyone here. So, and we also have two guest speakers this week, and they are Eric Richards and Brian Candle. So they will also be joining us. And okay, so and just a reminder to keep yourself muted, only because of the background noise. So the workshop this week runs from 9 a.m. to 10 or 1:30 p.m. every day, or Tuesday through Thursday, or today through Thursday. And the complete schedule is on our website. And I encourage you to check it out and kind of, I'm putting it in the chat right now, and kind of map out the sessions that you want to see. Because there are some sessions that are happening simultaneously. So there will be some choices that you'll have to make, and hopefully, there'll be clear choices that you can be confident about, but also just a reminder that we're recording. So if there's anything happening at the same time that you want to see, you can always watch the other one later. And as I just mentioned, all sessions will be recorded and available later on our website. And also you will receive a participation certificate via email. They will most likely be sent this week, but they might take until Monday of next week. So just you'll see that pop up in your email. Whatever email you signed up for, like the workshop for, it will be, that's what we'll use. And we will be using breakout rooms. In fact, a lot of them will happen this morning. And so, I'll give details about what breakout rooms or what sessions are happening in which breakout rooms. And we'll just be patient and oops. We'll just kind of work through any bumps in the road with getting to those as well, but we'll figure it out. And just if for anyone, not looking at chat, you should look at chat, because a lot of people are introducing themselves, saying where they're from, which is really fun to see all the different people from all over the US and world. Okay, so how to use Zoom. I mean, we all probably know a little bit about how to use Zoom, but I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page, and that no one is, wondering how to find chat, for instance. So some Zoom tips. And I think you can see this right now. I mean, there's no breakout rooms to join, but if you go to your control panel, like where there's all the icons for Zoom, and you see where that says more. Actually, I have a picture here. You can see where it says more, and you can click on that, and then there'll be a kind of pop, like a drop down, but it'll drop up menu that says breakout rooms. So in a moment here, when we break out into those rooms, that's how you'll get to them, and we can help you along the way, but they'll be there. And then please keep yourself muted. And it just helps again with the background noise mostly. And then use the chat instead. So the presenter, I mean, it's always a little bit tricky to be presenting and checking chat, but we'll have room attendees from the team helping to answer questions there. And of course, presenters can always glance at the chat as well, as I am doing right now. And I'm seeing all these people from all over the place. I love it. And some people joining us from the West Coast. I know it's really early there. My son just got back from Arizona and is still sleeping because, you know, it's like 6 o'clock his time right now. In Tennessee. And then if you get signed out of Zoom, I mean, this is a little obvious, but I'm just, because it can be kind of like, you know, sometimes we lose our screen, sometimes we just like kind of lose track of tabs. I definitely do all the time. But just remember, you can just jump back in and you should just be able to, you know, come in. There's no restrictions keeping you out. And you can always email info@vocesdigital.com. And I'll put it in the chat. If you know, need anything, then you're not able to log in to the Zoom. So, sorry. So questions and answers throughout the week. If you have a question throughout the week, you'll enter it into the daily survey form. So I'm going to put that in the chat right now. You'll see the same link in the chat multiple times this week. We are only using one link. It's one form. You can enter, like you can submit questions as many times as you want. Either your question, I mean, so if you have a question during a session, you can drop it in chat, but there's a good chance that we won't have time to get to it. So in anticipation for that, we've created that form, and that form is where you can enter your question, and then we'll look through them throughout the day and we'll answer some of them at the 1 p.m. Q&A session. And if we don't get to it during that Q&A session, then we will email you a follow-up and make sure that your question is answered. Again, you can use the form as many times as you need, and it's the same link all week. So we're just trying to keep it simple and streamlined, like this workshop. And again, every day at 1 p.m., like it's part of the schedule, we'll have a Q&A session, and we'll answer questions, of course, play games, and give away some awesome prizes, which you can get a glimpse of right now. We're going to be using the spin wheel. If you haven't seen this happen before, it's pretty fun. Whoever wins from one of the games, you'll get a spin on the wheel, and then you can win one of these awesome prizes: a free reader from Voces Unplugged, an Amazon gift card, a free Keep Calm and Read t-shirt, which we have in multiple languages, and an unplugged gift card to Voces Unplugged. And I'm turning my head because, of course, I'm reading it upside down. So now for announcements. We have a ton to announce, but I'm going to kind of move through them sort of quickly. So first of all, if you didn't know, we have two wonderful Facebook groups where you can post questions and help out other teachers with their questions, all about Voces and language learning, or language teaching and learning. And I'll put them in the chat. I mean, they can be searched for on Facebook as well. And sometimes Facebook links can be sort of weird, but they're in the chat now. And the CI teaching with Our Story by Voces Digital is more geared toward our Story series, which you'll learn about later, like this morning. And then the language teaching with Voces Digital is more of like a catch-all for all of our titles. But both groups are great, and you can join both. And they're both fun groups to belong to. We get some great questions, comments, observations. Also, if you haven't yet, you should, if you're looking for readers for your classroom, for your students, you should check out Voces Unplugged. And this is what the site looks like. It's a beautiful site, first of all, and here it is in the chat. We have new releases, like so many wonderful new books. And you can search by author, and you can search by language and collections. It's just a wonderful site, and it's full of amazing readers. So check that out when you get a chance. And you might, of course, win a gift card or win a free reader, and that will send you, we'll send you to Voces Unplugged to get that. Speaking of wonderful authors and readers, Wednesday night of this week, we're having a special event at 6:30 p.m. Eastern time with, like, it's called Authors Night, and JJ Marie will be hosting it, and they'll be talking about different ways to use readers in the classroom and some other reader specific topics. And the best thing is that we're having a whole bunch of authors at the event. So you'll meet AC Quintero, Jen Dagenhart, Andrea Caulfield, Erica Poplinsky-Burge, who's here, Melissa Ferguson, who's also here, Myra Canyon, Brian Candle, Valentina Ciofreda, who's here, Eric Richards, Teresa Marama, and Esmeralda Mara. So all of those wonderful authors will be there to just give you their take on readers and how to use them in the classroom, and some other cool tips. It should be really fun. And of course, it will be the same link as you're using now. So it's just part of the workshop. Yeah, it's crazy that we have 11 authors participating, JJ. It's going to be a lot of fun. Oh, and there'll probably be some giveaways too. So there's going to be lots of giveaways this week. And did you notice, you probably did, especially if you are, if you've been using Voces longer than this week, did you notice that Voces has a new website? It has like a new look, I guess, to the website. This has been a labor of love for some key people here on the team, especially Neil and Simone. It's just a wonderful new organization to everything that we always had. And I feel like it addresses the needs of teachers using Voces. You can find like some of our wonderful resources a little bit more easily. And it helps with teachers new to Voces figuring out what Voces is. And it just looks clean and is beautiful. And so we're super excited about that. And then also, have you ever been to the Hub? There's actually like a bar, restaurant, game place here called the Hub, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the Hub on Voces Digital. You can get free access to, like, no matter whether you're a subscriber, whether you are a subscriber or not, it's free to anyone. And actually, just as a note, not everyone here probably subscribes to Voces, because this workshop, and you can tell your colleagues if you didn't know this, but this workshop is open to any language teacher. So you don't need to have a subscription to Voces to be here at this workshop. And similarly, you don't have to have a subscription to Voces to enjoy the resources on the Hub. And as you'll see when you go to the Hub, if you haven't yet, there are video tutorials, mostly by Erica and Justin, showing or describing how to do different techniques using the resources in the Our Story series. There are activity ideas, like extension activities that you can use with any picture and any of the titles. There are like just so many wonderful ideas and resources at the Hub, and we're always adding more. And again, it's like free, and it's kind of like a self-guided tutorial on how to teach with acquisition and just learn how to use the curriculum, the different titles. So definitely check that out. You can add it, and I'll show you actually how to add other titles in a moment here. And thank you, Neil, for putting the other link. So the CI Summit 2024 was a success. We had it just a few weeks ago, like 1 week ago or something. It's all been a bit of a whirlwind. We were in Philadelphia, and it was just wonderful. And I know some of you guys who are here were there as well. So we're so excited about having our second CI Summit, and we're going to have our third CI Summit and next summer. And we hope you will be there if you weren't, especially if you weren't here this year. And the big question is, where is the CI Summit 2025 taking place? Because every year it moves. And the answer is most likely, this is a little bit, most likely though, we will be in Norman, Oklahoma, in the state of Oklahoma, at Norman High School, which is, I was like looking at their website this morning, and it's just a beautiful high school, and we're really excited about the possibilities. It's a wonderful town. It's close to airports and hotels and amazing restaurants. And Darcy Pippins, who is just a wonderful teacher who is part of our team, or has been every year, and she teaches there. And so she would be our point person there. So we're really excited about that. And we will be announcing this a lot more and having like a link to register and all that stuff, and offering like some special discount pricing if you register early very soon. So you'll see the emails. Oh, that's cool, Meredith, that you did your student teaching at Norman High School 30 years ago. That's so cool. It really seems like a wonderful district, and with some, a beautiful high school for sure. So a few more announcements. Someone got married. Kelsey got married. If you didn't hear, we did post that on our Facebook page back a few months ago. And so Kelsey Lewandowski is now Kelsey Rankin. And so congratulations to Kelsey. Me and Chris were there. It was really fun. Beautiful wedding, and just we're really excited for her. And then another announcement is that Marie makes the best charcuterie boards ever. You would have also maybe learned this a little bit if you were on our Facebook groups. We've been doing some fun, like sort of team building things where like we share pictures of, anyways, one time we did, we made up like our own little charcuterie boards of anything. We'll see a different one in a moment, but Marie came up with the idea because she makes beautiful charcuterie boards that, I just am so impressed by her charcuterie board making. And then this was actually from the charcuterie board like team event thing. And yeah, Chris still enjoys surprising people with his strange yet comfortable footwear. And I don't know, not everyone knows about this, but if you've met Chris in person at a conference, you'll have noticed his, strange shoes. They're a topic of conversation at most conferences. And I just wanted to let you guys all know that he still wears them. And then in further announcements, Erica wrote a book. It's available on Voces Unplugged. It's a coming of age story about teenage rebellion and the enduring power of nature. And it's a story that kids can relate to. Her son was the illustrator for the book, so it's like a family effort, this beautiful combination of things. And it's written in comprehensible level 1 Spanish, mostly in present tense. So you can actually, I'll put the link in the chat if you want to check it out on Voces Unplugged. And then Melissa wrote a book too. It's been available for a while, and these are stories pulled from Primaria 1. But there's 2 stories in this book, and they're just wonderful stories, and like for elementary school, for elementary age students. And I'll put the link to that book as well. And then Brian Candle wrote this guide recently called Give Them What They Want. It's just a really motivating, clearly written guide to increasing enrollment in your language class. He argues that language teachers need to stop trying to persuade students to be in Spanish or French or whatever language class, and instead focus on providing strong classroom culture, a sense of community, opportunities for authentic communication, which of course Voces really has a lot of resources to help to do, and dynamic class experiences, and candy. Candy is a chapter in this book, which is kind of funny. Yeah, it's a really good book. So I highly recommend it, and I'll drop that in the, not to overwhelm the chat with links, but I have one more announcement, and that is that Valentina wrote a few books and is actually writing a 3rd book. These 2 are in Italian. They're just, I love the covers. I love the illustrations so much. Valentina is just an excellent author, writer, and we're really excited for her Spanish reader that's coming out soon as well. And just to also highlight that you can find, you can search for books by author on Voces Unplugged, which is really nice. So I just dropped the author link to Valentina's books there. Okay, I'm already running late. So the Voces Library, that's really what we're here to learn about. And if you go to our website and go to the Voces Library up at the top, and you can search all the different titles. And so you can do that on your own time or while you're watching sessions today. But the first, few, like an hour and a half of this workshop is really focused on diving deep into the different series and titles in the Voces Library. So in each of these sessions, which will happen in breakout rooms, so in a moment we'll set those up, but in each session, you will learn who the titles were made for, like what age group, what type of student, the organization of a typical unit, key resources within the unit, the presenter's favorite resources, which is always fun to hear about, and tips on pacing the curriculum. So you'll get kind of like a quick overview of each series or title, depending on the session you go to. And you'll also get to hear from our different, team members. So it's going to be a nice assortment. And just don't forget that we're recording everything. So if there's a simultaneous one, that if you want to see both at one time, you'll be able to watch the other one later. But before we do that, I just want to mention something that people still don't know, and it's like an awesome, amazing thing, is that you can always add books to your account. Like you can always add additional titles to whatever you currently have access to. And it's kind of like easier now or more clear and now than ever. So when you log in to your account, it will look something like this down here. And you'll see the book, in this case, Noise Historia 1, that you have. And then you'll see additional available titles below. And all you do is click on the title that you want added, and it will automatically like log you into that book. And then after that, you'll always see it at the top as an option. You can always move it back into like you can move it out of your books as well. So you don't, if you just want to keep it streamlined, but it's just a wonderful option, and it will help you to explore, like if you're going to a session this morning and are learning about a new title, like Puentes, for instance, and you don't have access to it, you should be able to get access to it. And Kelsey just mentioned that you might still have restrictions on like older accounts, and just email us if you do. But the point is that, anything that you're exploring today, if you want to check it out, we want you to check it out. We really encourage everyone to, have full reign of the Voces Library and to really explore all the amazing resources within it. There's another way to add it, and that's by logging in to any of the titles that you currently have and going to account settings and adding them from the drop down there. And you can see that here. So if you have any questions about that, you just email info@vocesdigital.com. And now to begin. So we have a few different breakout rooms. I'm going to set them up, and I will be in this room, okay? And nothing's really going to go on except chatting if you want. And I'm going to create 3 breakout rooms. And if you have any questions about how to get to the breakout rooms or anything, I'll be here to help. I'm going to let you choose the breakout room that you want to go in. And so you should now be able to go to that more icon, or like where it says more on the tool thing for Zoom and click on it, and you'll be able to see breakout rooms. You'll click on breakout rooms and you'll be able to choose the breakout room. And as you can see on my screen, the first batch or the first like group of sessions in room 1 Melissa will be talking about Voix du Monde, which is our new French grammar-based series or titles. They're amazing. In room 2, Justin will be talking about Noise Historia 1 through 4, which is my favorite series. I don't know. That's just like, they're full of amazing resources, and he just did some amazing updates to them. And then in room 3, Valentina will be talking about Nostra Storia 1 through 4, which is our Italian curriculum.
Hey, Erin.
Yep.
Can you enable sharing? I just went into my room and I couldn't share.
Yes. Okay.
Thank
Now
you.
try. Yep.
Okay.
Hopefully that worked. And yes, Judith, well, that was a direct message, but just so you all know, if you don't have any like interest in the first set of sessions, you can go have a cup of coffee, go for a walk, and come back at 9:40 for the next set of sessions, or whenever the session that you want to be at is. So just like, this is absolutely, this workshop is meant to be like enjoyed when you want, how you want, and you don't have to be here waiting for like the next thing. You can always jump back in. So don't worry if like you know, if you have to like sign out for a little bit, you can always sign back in later and keep it open on your computer, whatever works.